difference between a whore and a prostitute.
A prostitute does it for money and a whore does it for love.
Yeah.
That's really when it comes down to as far as what writers do. Because basically, when you're selling yourself, I mean, that's the metaphor. Writers sell themselves. Because if you can't sell, because every time, and when I mean sell yourself, you're doing it outwardly to sell your book. But every word you put on the page, every chapter you write, every story you tell is you. And when when your book is out there, people aren't just buying the book. They're buying you. They're buying your life. They're buying your imagination. They're buying your thoughts. But and when I say the fact that a whore doesn't do it for money, but a prostitute does, I guess what we all want to be is successful writers. We want to be prostitutes because then at least we're making more money. But the thing is, so much of what I do, it isn't on speculation, but I'm chasing things. I'm chasing things to see what the next big book might be. I do nonfiction as well as fiction. I do screenplays. The ultimate prostitute, screenwriters, right?
Yeah.
But the key to success in this business is the willingness and ability to redefine yourself, to be open to new opportunities and not close off any options. And that's we all, as writers, as artists, as actors or actresses, we get pushed in directions.
Yeah.
And we never know where the wind is going to push us. And in my particular career, I did a book called Betrayal, which was the story of an FBI agent who sacrificed his career to bring down a gangster named Whitey Bulger. And now all these years later, Bulger's on trial, and everything this guy said and everything I wrote about him turned out to be true. Because of that, all these other opportunities in nonfiction have opened up to me. Far more than the opportunities I have in fiction. I love my Caitlin Strong Texas Ranger series, but the simple fact is that there aren't enough other people who love it. And the worst thing and most frustrating thing is, it's not that they don't, it's that because of the nature of our business, they don't have the opportunity.
Right, they're just not informed about it.
How do we find out? 5,000 mall bookstores, gone. So my paperbacks aren't in those places anymore where people used to walk by and have an impulse to buy them because the cover looked good. How many authors have I discovered just that way? And now it's much harder to find authors on Amazon. Shelf space at a premium in Barnes & Noble. Borders out of business. These are scary times. And the survivors, the ones who emerge stronger on the other end of this paradigm, the other end of when everything comes out, are going to be the ones who don't pigeonhole themselves. I wish I could be successful enough only on my fiction and attain my goals only on my fiction. But a true whore sells him or herself high, not low. And I want to sell myself higher, and I want people to value what I do as much as I value what I do. And wherever that path takes me, that's where I'm going. As artists, as writers, as people who make a living based on who we are and what we produce from our imaginations, we're always looking up at where we want to be. The great thing about ITW is it encourages the lucky ones, like me, who forged a career in this and continue to make a decent living at it and decent name recognition. It reminds us we also have to look down, because you think about the 1/10 of 1% of writers who are above, or 1% are above me. I want to be them, but all those writers would want to be where I am, and there are so many. I think, and I don't want to criticize other writers' organizations, but I don't think when you join a writers' organization or another writers' organization, you're really thinking about that.
No.
But when you join ITW as a big name author, you're joining specifically because you understand who we are and what we're about. That you want to be, that you say, I like what ITW is doing. I like the reach down philosophy. And that's what we do. Reach down to build up, and you know what? We strengthen our genre that way. We strengthen our genre, we strengthen ourselves. When ITW was formed, we were formed specifically around 10 years ago. It's almost our 10th anniversary, only our 8th ThrillerFest. But ITW was formed to help establish and forge a distinct and separate identity for the thriller genre. 10 years ago, thrillers were lumped in with mysteries.
Yeah.
Now, mysteries are lumped in with thrillers. That is a seismic paradigm shift in the publishing pop culture. I don't mean industry, I mean
Yeah.
pop culture.